Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Good to be here today. And we are continuing the topic about um, sh- shopaholism, or ladies who excessively shop, and what to do about it. I made a short video previously and I got so much feedback that I felt it would be a good time to make a part two. And so, in a part two, we're going to talk about um, something very, very important that you can notice and observe in the beginning when you just meet a lady. If you put some effort, how can you basically avoid to marry a shopaholic? Because um, all women love gifts and love dressing up and having fun, but you want to make sure that it's not something that will hurt you, right? Same as you don't want to marry an alcoholic or person that is angry or have some issues that can affect your life. So I'm not talking about, I'm a woman myself, and obviously I enjoy all kinds of feminine things, but I want to show you today some ways how to determine whether you're gonna be okay and you gonna have the shopping as a fun experience, and you're gonna be maybe uh, excited about that too, rather than you'll have something that will leave you in pain and max out your credit cards and put you in danger. By the way, not only women suffer from excessive spending. There are men who also satisfies their frustration and trying to feel in control by spending money on things that not really beneficial and actually truly hurt them. So, when you're young, most of the time when you meet a lady, you do not think about, you know, I wonder what your values are, or, you know, I wonder what's your biggest dreams and aspirations. How does she spend your free time? Usually, when you meet somebody and you're driven by a passion, it just happens, and people decide, okay, if we have passion together, we should get married. And I hope by this age where you are right now, even though a lot of younger men are watching me too, you already know that marriage driven by passion is, most likely to fail. Because when you're driven by passion, you do not see more about the person than you don't know more rather than the chemistry. You have no idea about who they really are. And most importantly, you don't know their values and their love languages, which are connected. So in some of my previous videos, we talked about already about the values and love languages, but here, when it comes to excessive shopping or any other habits or struggles that people have, learning the other person's values and learning about their love language early on can really be a game changer and can give you that confidence when you decide to go a step further. So when you meet a lady, you can pay attention of what really fulfills her, what makes her excited. Um, when you're a 20-year-old girl, yes, having a pair of new shoes, something that you always wanted, is going to be exciting, and is going to be in some ways, like special thing that you can show off to people. But it changes, as you get mature. That's not the if you still try to prove status, with clothing or excessive spending when you are in the 30s and 40s, it means that you have some serious issues and that's what you need to pay attention to. So when you meet somebody and if you really attentive, you will see what they really enjoyed, what they talk about the most. As they talking about having free time, as they dreaming to quit their job so they can actually raise their children, as they talking about traveling and experience having new experiences and having quality time together. Because love languages do change as you grow. For us, people post USSR, like myself and everybody I know in the community, I know that we struggle because in financial way or material way, because when we were growing up we didn't have that many beautiful things, but we were also growing up where beauty was cultivated. So that desire to really decorate yourself and be beautiful and not to wear your older brother's coat and rather having something sweet and cute, it was a big deal, it was a big thing. So for many of us post USSR girls, um, the gifts are number one love language. It shows that you care, because when we were growing up, that's what we had. When our parents had gifts for us, it was something out of this world, because things were not as available. It was ever hard to find. It was not about the price, it's that you could not find anything. It's for my USSR story time that maybe I should add to our program. So um, many people did not have that luxury, and so they want to compensate, number one, and number two, once again, when we are when we were forming as women, the beauty was always important. It was something that people put accent on. Once again, it was cultivated beauty for girls. It's and it has a lot of pluses. It has a lot of it has some minuses, but it has a lot of pluses, because a true Ukrainian Slavic lady, even if she doesn't have that much, she will combine things, she will make things look pretty, and she will always will be the most beautiful woman in the room. So there is a lot of positive things about that, okay? So don't get mad. But with time things change, and a lot of ladies who, let's say, had love language number one as shopping or gifts, right now as they mature they have different love language. Maybe they have desire over quality time, spending quality time together, service, when you can be protecting and helping, and being the strong man that solves problems, and they're like, oh my god, he can solve any problem, he's so strong. And usually the gifts go on about third place. There are some women that were lacking affection, so for them affection would be the first one. Why I'm sharing this all with you guys, I would highly recommend reading the five languages of love, the books that talks about that into depth. But I'm recommending this because things change and people evolve, and when you are with the right person, you will see that you have a lot of common values, and it's a lot of fun when you can share similar things together. They don't have to be all the same, but it's truly amazing when let's say you're with a lady who love to have quality time. If she does, it means that she truly enjoys you, that she truly enjoying time with you. But a lot of times you guys overlook the moment or that situation that the lady is not that into you, she is bored with your conversation, she does not enjoy intimate part with you, so she is mostly focused on herself, because you're not a match. She is not she's not connecting with you on a deeper level. So of course for her, shopping would be an outlet, because she's not interested, in talking about politics with you, or she doesn't like same movies that you like. She doesn't have other love languages in place, just because she doesn't have the chemistry with you and that connection with you. And that is your responsibility to spot that early on. A lot of times the excessive shopping comes with a lady who is completely out of your league. I do realize that, of course, as ladies trying to go up with a marriage and have children with somebody who can actually take care of them, men also want to go up with the ladies that they are seen in the role of a wife. You don't want to be with a woman that is less attractive than your previous wife, or that is has worse personality. By the way, personality is so so important. When you really connect, you enjoy that personality, and your relationship can keep evolving. When you strictly comparing the present lady that giving you some attention to the lady you had before, you only comparing the outer circumstances, and you don't think about what you really have in common, because you also try to level up. Let's be honest, you want to go, you want to see your friends, and you want to have her on your arm, because you just want to get the satisfaction. Maybe your marriage wasn't so good, maybe your previous wife did not treat you well, did not give you that care and affection that you wanted, God knows. But once again, extreme cases of excessive shopping comes when you lack in that connection, and when you dating and then marrying somebody who to begin with was completely out of your league and never shared your interests. Obviously the lady will have a lot more feminine interests. If she might have, if she's from another country especially, she might like movies and books you've never heard of. But essentially there should be something that connects you to more than just the outer, because don't be surprised when you going for the looks only or mostly, you gonna get somebody who is going for something in exchange, and that's probably not your looks, but it's something that you can provide. There is nothing wrong with that, as long as you know that you have those love languages in common. You have to have at least 2 to 3 love languages in common. Like, for example, for most men, the number one love language is affection, is physical touch. And that's understandable. That's where our difference come. But for many ladies, affection and touch is also a very important love language. You have to pay attention, because if the lady truly enjoys you, she doesn't need that much of extra stuff. In fact, the more attention, affection, and love and really satisfying intimate life you give her, satisfying for her, not just for you, the more of that you give to her, the less she will create ideas for things to add to life. The less she will want to spend money, basically, on things that are not necessarily important or even needed or even pretty. When women are frustrated, when you don't pay attention, when you don't hold their hand, when you don't make them compliments, when you don't notice them, a lot of times they go shopping just to get that revenge, just to get that love, attention from even somebody at the store. You know, when you go out, well, you don't, but as a woman, I know that feeling when you go out and you trying on, like, you trying on a new dress, or, you know, you change your hair or something, and you have this feeling of excitement. When you have a man who truly loves you and admires you, you don't need to do this all the time. Doesn't mean you stop taking care of yourself and stop being creative, but when you have a man who admires you, sometimes you feel so good, you feel that energy, and you're a complete mess, you know, your hair are a mess, and, you know, you maybe after your workout, but you really feel beautiful inside of you because you feel wanted and desired. When you gentlemen stop giving that, you stop giving attention, you stop giving that admiration, your eyes are no longer shining, you know, then a lot of ladies who were not so much into shopping, they feel that something, you know, something is missing. They need that extra to keep going. They need some beauty. So make sure that you really want the woman you're marrying, that you're not gonna you know, tell her, oh, well, you know, I couldn't find anyone better, so I married you. Or, you know, you were the only option I had. I talk to many people, guys, so talking from the real life. Another reason, deep reason why women shop and, you know, and spend so much money on, you know, makeup and hair and different things. Another deep desire behind that is to be loved. If the lady is in connection with her true feminine energy, one of the very reasons, you know, why she is doing all those things is that she wants to make sure, she can also sometimes be scared, and she wants to make sure that she is loved. It means that she is sometimes, not always, but a lot of times it means, oh, sorry guys, it means that she's lacking a little bit of that strong base to know that she is loved. She feels okay if she won't do her hair, if she won't put that perfect dress, she will no longer be loved. So you reassuring once again, you being, you know, you being genuine about it, you know, enjoying the intimate life with her, and making sure that, you know, once again she is enjoying that too. It's not only for you, taking your time to do all those intimate things, you know, not being in a hurry, not falling asleep in the middle, you know. It's amazing how all of this is connected. I will share more about, you know, sexuality and excessive shopping connection for my dear Patreons that had not give up on me. I'm recording that video for tomorrow, so possibly I will post something about this on YouTube too, but that is going to be very intimate and very you know, into depths. So I want to reward those people that support me on Patreon. If you want to find me, it's Veronica Olson on Patreon. So that video is coming for you guys. Actually, the direct connection between the sexuality and finance for men and women, and shopping and all of that. So it's a little bit complex video, but it's coming. But just to give a general perspective on that too, you know, things are connected, and you can actually benefit from having a woman that have a lot of desires, because that those desires, they are drivers, they are engines often for your success. When you wake up next to somebody who deeply motivates you, who inspires you, you just naturally feel driven, and you step into your best self, and sometimes you even step into the best self you even didn't know. Of course, it's more likely to happen when you have a lady that have desires similar to yours. As for example, maybe she want to travel with you. Maybe you have this plan, you want to take 6 months or 3 months out of the year and just go around the world. I have a couple, one of my very, very first subscribers. Um, he's probably not watching me right now because he's with his wife. I believe they're still traveling. Like, they travel all over the world together. They have, in many ways, very similar desires and very similar dreams. For her, quality time and travel and exploration and sharing things together is obviously an important thing, and it looks like they have an incredible time sharing that together. So when you have these ideas that you enjoy, they don't have to be all the same. Of course, they're gonna differ, but when the main ones, the major ones, are connecting, and at least they are understandable, it it actually can help you to step into your power, and for you to discover of how much you really are capable of, that you had no idea about. That is, I think, the most fascinating thing in this life, when you step into something that you didn't even think you were capable of. You bring your whole life, your whole awareness in your conscious level, your conscious on the next level. So don't be afraid of women who have ambitions, who have dreams and desires. As long as you can connect through those desires with them, you can have a very enlightening relationship, and it can last. It can last very long, and not just last long, but it can be very satisfying and fulfilling. So ambition is not a bad thing. Having desires keep those juices flowing too. You know how sometimes you don't want anything, you don't dream about anything. Don't try, if your lady, for example, she does love shopping, and um don't try to just put her down, because if you take something that brings if if you take something from the person that really inspires them, it will drain their juices. They will be very much they will be very sad. Maybe if she loves shopping so much, maybe she can open a shop, an online shop, and she can buy things, wear them. You have now all these fancy things, all those apps, Poshmark, eBay, Etsy. That's part of what I do. I do enjoy, for example, a lot of clothing, but I only keep things I really love. I have, the store, I have my furs, I have some dresses and accessories. So I create with that, I have fun, still make some money out of it. So it's becoming a creative project. So maybe if she is so much into that, she can have a lot of fun and see that she can also make money out of her passion. And you can have a conversation about, what that could lead you to. Maybe you can go on the next level and buy a house in the area you really want to live. Or with that, with her being happy to doing what she loves, and eventually her making actually profit from that, you might have, once again, more possibilities, and she will be happy. You have to be careful, you have to really learn about the person, but if you love somebody, it's best if you have similar values, but if that other person loves you too, they would have a conversation with you, and they would think how they can turn this around so everybody is satisfied, and no one is suffering. If you absolutely cannot accept certain things, then it's not the right person for you, and the earlier you understand that, the better. The earlier you understand that, the better. Sometimes also, my last point is, sometimes you just have to also forgive the imperfections of the other person, because their pluses are so much higher, so much bigger than their minuses. If you understand, guys, what I mean. We all have some imperfections, some downsides, but if your previous wife was very cold and indifferent, she didn't care, and she never looked pretty for you, but also she didn't give you love and affection. But your new wife, uh maybe have some hobbies you're not too crazy about, but she absolutely enjoys your company. She giving you love and affection, and you enjoy the intimacy with her, and not only physical but emotional. You having great time. She enjoys your company, and you can feel that. um, Maybe you can overlook certain imperfections or certain hobbies that you don't like. As for example, for many Slavic women, they have to overlook these crazy obsessions about sports. I want to tell you a secret, guys. For Ukrainian or Russian lady, watching sports in a basement, in sweatshirts and beer, that's another dream weekend. But a lot of my friends asking me, how do you deal with that? It's just so boring. And I usually say, I think that it's important to have agreement. If you're not enjoying that, but in everything else you are with a great person, have some plans for the day. Go out with your girlfriends, create something, or maybe negotiate, and at least not to be in the house. If you want to get out on the weekends, maybe you can go to some nice place, some kind of bar with big TVs, when you can maybe have some girls coming too. You just have to find a solution how to make it work. That's all. So, for us, it's also a struggle when you're supposed to sit in the basement for 5, 6, 8 hours and drink beer. It's not something that 90% of Ukrainian women want to do. It's like hell. It's torture. But you can make it work if you add some creativity. I think it's important to put yourself sometimes in the shoes of the other person and see what matters for them. If I would be in those shoes, I would let the other person do what they want to do that day, so they don't have to suffer with me through something what they hate. And sometimes you have men that love shopping more than you. For example, in uh, my experience, I had that, and sometimes the shopping trip would be inspired by the man I was, because he just likes when I get excited, for example. Or when I'm doing something new. So it's all depends, guys. So I hope that gave you a little bit deeper insight. We're gonna talk about some more intimate things with my Patreons. And by the way, I want to say such a big heartfelt thank you for those of you who've been supporting me, even though I had not built the platform yet. But I have been brainstorming, and I want to start a vlog or blog on my Patreon page. I'll give you more information about that soon, very soon. But meanwhile, thank you so much, and you're gonna have another video there. Something very, very important about energies, sexuality, finance, and all of that mixed together. So thank you so much for being with me. You can see my projector. Oh, it's not projector, it's a softbox, I think, behind me. But I love natural light, so this two rays of light you see, that is from the window. It's the light is changing and reflects here, but yes, I prefer natural light, so that is my black screen and the soft box. I don't use it that much, honestly, but the winter is coming, so we'll need a lot of fake light. Thank you guys so much for being with me. Thank you for your support. Please give me some feedback on this video. Do you think you can deal with imperfections? Do you think you can you be patient? Do you Are you looking at the values the ladies you meet have, or you completely smitten by their cute personalities and their fashionable appearances that you completely forget to connect with them on different levels. So I'm always happy to hear from you, and some of the best comments I'm gonna read in my next videos because I wanna acknowledge that I'm reading them. Cannot always reply to all of them, but I will read some of them in my next videos. So thank you so much for being with me. I hope that was helpful, and I can't wait to hear from you guys. Thank you.